Breyers here, and in today's video, I'm going to be turning this shoebox into a stablemate barn. I'm going to be walking y'all through step by step, just in case any of y'all want to make a little tiny shoebox barn for your beans during this really boring quarantine. Because you know what? It's really fun. I got all of my materials off of Amazon, or I just had them laying around the house. Obviously, I just literally had this laying around the house. So, it's always something really fun, and you can make your barn hecka unique. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so first off, let's go ahead and cover all of the materials you're gonna need. I'm not doing this at my desk because since everybody has to work at home, I don't wanna like film a YouTube video out where I'm literally bothering everybody. So first up, you're gonna need some paint. I have antique white, just a nice gray to paint the ground in, and then a brown. I also have Mod Podge to mix the brown in a tiny little cup, and obviously paintbrushes. Here I have my hot glue gun and some hot glue sticks. It's already plugged in, getting warmed up. I have two adorable tiny beans that are gonna be helpers. And then here's a stack of popsicle sticks that I've already cut, but don't worry, I'm gonna show y'all how to do that in a second. Here's my very detailed planning sheet, which, you know, is not detailed at all, but it does have a few things that I need to point out. Here's a ruler and a pencil and a pen. And then I have two different types of popsicle sticks. I have the regular popsicle sticks and then some thin ones. I don't know if we're gonna use the thin ones, but I brought them just in case. Right here, we've got wire cutters. These are super helpful to make cutting the popsicle sticks really easy. And then I also have scissors. I don't know if I'm gonna be using those or not. And I brought my X-Acto knife. I am hecka prepared. And then obviously to make a shoebox barn, you're gonna need a shoebox. So now that we have all of our materials, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so starting out, I did decide that I wanted it to be a two-stall barn, but I wanted the stalls to be separate and I wanted there to be a cross tie in the middle. I don't know if you can see my plants over there, but that's what it says. I decided that I wanted each stall to be 2 little sticks long. Each of these tiny little sticks is 2 inches. The stalls are gonna be 4 inches long. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like bend my ruler and just kind of measure across until I have a pretty solid idea. And then I would like for the walkway, because if I'm gonna have the horses stand out here, we're gonna make this 3 inches long. Okay, so now that we have all of those marks, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off these sides so that they're not in our way. And then once you do that, you're gonna wanna draw a line straight across and then cut along the line. I use an X-Acto knife for this. It's just easier to get a precise cut. And then you have the front little walkway. There are tabs on the side of the shoebox, as you can tell right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out and then add some glue right here, just so we can kind of reinforce the side. And then I'm gonna cut this little tab off. And then you do the same with the other side. All right, so this is what you should have so far. It's just honestly an empty shell. We're gonna be cutting off the top and also trimming up the sides here in a second, but we're gonna go ahead and start with our tiny little sticks. I'm gonna show y'all how to cut these. So I decided that I wanted each one of these to be 2 inches long. So what I did was I took one of my popsicle sticks and then I took my wire cutters and then I just cut off the ends, so that you have a long popsicle stick that does not have rounded edges. These are honestly about 4 inches long. So I just kind of lined it up and then marked it the 2-inch mark. And then I just went ahead and cut it in half. Once you have a pile of those, we are going to be gluing these onto the back wall. So let's go ahead and get to that. All right, we're totally gonna do this upside down, but that's perfectly fine. So I decided that I was going to use this entire thing. I'm going to be taking one popsicle stick, adding some glue onto the back of it, and then aligning it in the corner down here. So you got one tiny little popsicle stick that's not gonna move around. And then you're gonna go ahead and just make a row of those all the way across. Once you have that, it should look something a little like this. Not perfect, but we're definitely going to continue. You want this to be 11 sticks high, but I'm gonna show you how to do the next row just to give it a heckin' cool look. For the next row, I kind of want them to be off-centered. We're gonna take our stick, add some glue onto the back of it, and then kind of line it up in the middle. That little split right there lines up with a solid piece. And then you just make an entire row all the way across. Once you have that, you are going to have 2 spots that don't have popsicle sticks that are going to fit. So we're going to be taking a new popsicle stick and measuring for that. I just kind of shove this over to the side so that it's touching the side, and then I go ahead and take my pencil, make a mark on the popsicle stick, which you can see, and then I just cut on the mark, so that it gives you a popsicle stick that will fit nice and snug. Look at that, that looks so cool! And then once you've done that on that side, go ahead and repeat that on the other side, and then you have 2 whole rows. So we're going to be repeating that process for 11 rows, so you only need 9 more rows. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we have all 11 rows of the popsicle sticks. As you can tell, it is the perfect height for these guys. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so cute. Now we have to take what we did to the back and we're gonna do it to the sides. All right, let's get to it. We're just gonna take the same exact process with putting a little bit of glue down here. I still want the nice middle piece to go on top of the seam, so we're gonna do the same exact thing with what we did on the other side. We're gonna take a regular popsicle stick and then we're just gonna line it up over here and then make a mark. We're gonna go ahead and do that all the way up for 11 rows on this side and then on this side. So let's get to it. All right, so now we have all of the sides done. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to be taking my X-Acto knife and I'm gonna be cutting off the top because we don't need that anymore. This should be what you have. You have a tiny little sectional wall on each side and then a floor. We did 4.5 inches for each stall. I think that'd actually be a really good size. I'm going to go ahead and make a mark down the middle on each side so I know where the stall wall needs to go, like so. So these are gonna be the stalls over here and then in the middle is gonna be the cross ties. Let's go ahead and make the stall wall. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make it 4 planks tall. I feel like that's just gonna be a really good size. So in the front, since we're gonna have the door, I'm gonna go ahead and make that. So all you have to do is take your popsicle stick, glue it on the edge, and then press the other one to it, and you do that for each little tiny popsicle stick. Once you have that one, I went ahead and put some extra glue on the back kind of just to reinforce it. You can put another popsicle stick in the back, but go ahead and make a second one for the other stall so that you have 2 of them. These are going to be the stall fronts. They're not going to be the door. I'm just going to be making kind of like a little stall guard for the door. Since your girl's not talented enough, I have no idea how to make a fancy little stall door. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a line of glue right there. Oh, and then also one on the bottom, and then stick that right there. It is the perfect size for him to look over. And then you're gonna do the same on the other side. For this next part, I don't want to have a bunch of these tiny little pieces because that's not gonna be very strong. So I'm gonna keep an entire popsicle stick for this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the rounded edges though. You're gonna need 8 in total, but 4 for each side. And then once you have your 8 popsicle sticks, you're going to be doing the exact same thing with these, but you're gonna be gluing the 4 long ones together. All right, so once you have that, I did cut tiny little popsicle sticks that will fit this because I would like for it to have more of a finished edge. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna glue that right there, and then I'm gonna do the same on this side. And then for the last 2, I'm going to be gluing them on the stall front right here. And then you're gonna be taking 4 long popsicle sticks, gluing one on the edge over here, and then doing the same on that side. And then the other 2 are going to be glued on top of this for a more finished look up top, just like so. And then we're going to be taking another long popsicle stick, and then this is going to be making the tops of the stall fronts look finished. So we're just going to kind of lean that up right there, make a mark, cut it, and then go ahead and glue it on, and then go ahead and do that same thing on the other side. All right, so this should be what your shoebox barn looks like so far. You can go ahead and put popsicle sticks all the way across the top. I low-key think I might, just because it's going to give it a much more finished look. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get onto painting. So for the aisleway, I'm going to be using a medium gray, and then I'm just like straight up gonna just squirt that on there, like, and then I'm also gonna just put my notebook under here just in case I get paint everywhere. Since this is kind of mimicking cement, it does not have to be painted very well. All right, so I got the pathway painted. It's still drying, but I did go ahead and finish off the top piece, so that is all done. Next, we're going to be painting the wood pieces. So for that, I'm going to be using some espresso bean, and then a tiny little styrofoam cup and some Mod Podge. For this, I'm going to be putting some Mod Podge in this cup, kind of like that much. It just covers the bottom. And then I'm going to be putting the paint in. We're going to need quite a bit of paint because we have to paint all of the little wooden pieces. Once you got your paint in there, you just mix it up. It's really easy. And then this is going to give kind of a dark stain to the wood pieces. You just have to be careful because it is kind of runny, so then you just paint it on. The brown is on, and so is the gray. Now we just need to do the white, which is all of the pieces that I did not paint. So for that, I'm using an antique white. All I'm gonna do is just carefully paint that on all of the pieces that I left plain. The white has been painted. Now we just need to wait for it to dry so I can add the tiny little stall guards and cross ties. It has dried, and oh my goodness, it is so cute. So with the shoebox barns, obviously it's going to be not detailed on the outside. You can either do the wood, or there's a fun little hot glue stone method that you could do by literally just making hot glue puddles and then painting it to look like stone. I'm gonna leave the outside of mine blank because I'm probably just gonna be putting it in like a little shelving unit, so you won't be able to see the outside anyway. But it's so cute. And then I actually do have sawdust that I'm gonna be putting in the stalls just to give it a little fun bedding. But this is so easy and so adorable and a great boredom buster to do during quarantine. All right, y'all, and that is how you can turn a shoebox into a tiny bean barn. Obviously, you can get creative with this. You can make fancy doors. I don't know how to make fancy doors, but if you do, make some fancy doors because those are the best. I was gonna make stall guards. I got lazy. I did not make stall guards, so my beans can freely leave when they'd like to. And you know what? That's fine. You can also turn this little section into a stall. Obviously, I wanted it to be a cross tie area just to kind of make it spicy. You can make bars for your stalls, basically anything like that. But this is so easy and so much fun, and you can get really creative with this, and you can decorate the outside. Obviously, I did not, but you can. All right, y'all, so that's actually gonna be the end of today's YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, please remember to slap the like button as hard as you possibly can to show this YouTube video and the tiny shoebox barn a little bit of love. Also, if you're feeling exotic, please don't forget to check out my Instagram account, which is @InfinityBreyersCo. I post on there daily, and I'm super active on there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on an upload or really heckin' fun boredom busting crafts like this, because you know what? I think we're all stuck in quarantine until the end of April now. Next thing you know, they're gonna say like November, and I'm gonna be like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. If you do happen to make these, please tag me in a photo or send me the photo. I would love to see them. They're so much fun, and I like straight up never see people turn shoeboxes into little tiny barns. Stablemates deserve more love than they get, and these things are so much fun to do. And other than that, y'all, I'll see you in my next YouTube video. Bye!
We will rise up.